What happened to the band from the previous book? Well, all the members had conveniently timed accidents, so now the series doesn't have to mention them or the band ever again.
Argo Font Book Review. Argo Font Book Review.
Dr. Carson goes to the bank to get a loan. Erin's mother works at the bank, and oh no! A bunch of money disappears from the bank and reappears in Dr. Carson's account. Both Dr. Carson and Erin's mother are arrested, even though that doesn't make sense. If Dr. Carson is the thief, why would he go to the bank and purposely draw attention to his account by asking for a loan? Not to mention, if he stole $50,000, he probably wouldn't need a loan. Erin snuggles up to Chip and says she needs lots of comforting. Yeah, I'll bet she does. She flirts with him a lot in this book. Chip tries to follow his instructions to avoid Erin at school, but Erin talks her way past these rules by scheduling a weekend date. I assure you that when I was 13, I never had to deal with girls who were that determined to date me. At school, many people harass Chip over what happened to his dad. A math nerd named Paul Fairgate introduces himself. He invites Chip to join his private computer club. By the way, it's Halloween. You'd think that would affect the story, but it doesn't. All we get is a joke scene. Trick-or-treaters show up, only there's no candy because Dad's in jail. Becky is forced to give the kids carrots and celery. They hate her forever now. Okay, giving out vegetables for Halloween is a pretty good joke. Dad is released from jail at the same time as Erin's date. At the same time Jake shows up. At the same time as the computer club meeting. What a very busy 5 minutes. They all go to the club meeting together, but Paul refuses to let girls join his computer club. Everyone except Chip gets angry and leaves. The computer club meeting is a 2-hour lecture on data compression, so I say they all lucked out by not joining. The police try to take Dr. Carson's computer as evidence. They can't let the police know Dr. Carson built an android that runs on floppy disks, so Chip hides the computer. Dr. Carson gives Chip an upgrade. He has magnetic sensors in his fingertips, so he can read any computer disk he touches. I must say, it's convenient that Chip gets new computer analysis powers just in time for the computer mystery. At the next computer club meeting, they hack the school's computer system and change their grades. Chip refuses to go along with the plan, and the other guys try to beat him up. Chip easily wins the fight because he's a 400-pound android with super speed, and they're a bunch of computer nerds. Erin cuddles up to Chip in the park. She almost discovers his secret when her earring accidentally presses the power button inside his ear. I'm still wondering how that's possible. Even if she's wearing long, pointy earrings, it's still pretty hard to accidentally get one inside someone else's ear with enough force to push a button. Paul threatens Chip, and not long after, someone hacks the school's computer. They delete all the grades and schedules. Paul and the computer club swear to the principal that Chip did it, and Chip is suspended for a week. Chip goes home, where his chest hatch opens up by accident, just as Erin enters the room. Chip struggles to close his chest without Erin seeing it. I'm amazed that the scene on the cover actually happens in the book. I mean, Erin doesn't sit seductively on the windowsill while holding a sign from several chapters ago, but it's close enough. Erin invites Chip to her house to play a text adventure game. Chip uses his computer-reading fingers on the discs. He notices Paul played the computer game shortly before somebody copied a disk with bank passwords. That means Paul's the culprit! I love how Paul accidentally gave himself away because he couldn't resist playing a computer game while stealing important bank information. Erin and Chip decide they don't have enough evidence to prove Paul's guilt, so they break into Paul's house. They find a disk that has a program for bank account numbers. That honestly should be the end of the mystery, but Chip doesn't bother to analyze the disk for another 20 pages or so. Come on, Chip, it would take you 2 seconds to do that. They are caught by Paul and his gang of computer nerds. Paul confesses to everything, but he brags he'll never get caught. He steals the disk of evidence and breaks it. As I said, Chip eventually analyzes the computer program. In real life, banks let you choose your account password. Not this bank, though. This bank uses a weird math formula to automatically generate passwords. You'll need about 20 account passwords and numbers to figure out their formula. Erin realizes Paul climbed the tree in her yard, then used binoculars to spy on people as they used the ATM. That's how he got so many account numbers, credit card numbers, and credit card passwords. While this scheme makes sense, it's a bit more complicated than it needs to be. Paul had credit card info for 20 people. He could have robbed them directly instead of jumping through various computer programming hoops in order to frame Dr. Carson. The evidence is found inside the tree. Paul tries to destroy it, but Chip stops him in time. Paul's arrested. He confesses the entire thing was a revenge plot because Erin broke up with him. That's not true because his plot started before the breakup, but no one points that out. The end. Post-book follow-up. I thought this book had too much technobabble. I can't quite tell if that's how computers worked in 1985, or if the author was just making things up. It's a good idea to have the android tackle a computer mystery, but it wasn't well executed. I like the start of the book where Dr. Carson was arrested. That gave the book a real sense of drama and urgency. Like previous books, though, our heroes don't really bother to solve the mystery until the end. I was expecting Chip and Becky to try to prove Dad's innocence right away, but no, they'd rather stay at home and have joke conversations. As always, there are tons of jokes that Chip doesn't understand normal human speech because he's an android. That joke is starting to get old. Overall, I don't think I like this book. There are parts I liked, mostly the parts with Erin, but the mystery is kind of bad. It follows the same basic pattern as the mystery from the two previous books. I'd probably like it better if I hadn't read the others first. I'd definitely recommend switching up the story a bit instead of reusing the same basic plot structure in every single book. I give Not Quite Human number 3, A Bug in the System, a 5 out of 10.